Wise words, I say. Good afternoon, dear listener. Welcome to another eye-opening edition of your weekly health talk on radio. I'm talking about Eyes on the Road, your trusted companion for all things eye health. Of course, the show is proudly brought to you by Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. It's another beautiful Thursday, rainy one I must say, and we're delighted to have you join us. Today we're going to be exploring a really crucial topic affecting our sight and, our eyes, of course. On the show today we'll be treating a topic, yes, smartphones and eye health. This affects everybody. You can't tell me this does not concern you. Yes, we know this topic cannot be overemphasized. In today's digital age, smartphones have become an extension of our lives, of ourselves, from work emails to social media scrolling to, I don't want to call brand names, but online learning, entertainment. They serve a myriad of purposes. But while our phones may be smart, overusing them, just like overusing other things, without caution isn't too smart. So we'll be talking about what the risks are with prolonged screen time, how we can protect our eyes while staying connected, and are there solutions? Are there ways, we can, guide against, being eyesight being damaged by such? These and many more we'll be talking about. So it's time to connect with our trusted eye health expert. I'm talking about none other than the one, the only, Dr. Priscilla Imade, consultant optometrist at the Modern Eye Care Foundation, and also serial fellow of both the American Academy of Optometry and the Nigerian Optometrists Association. Of course, I want to say, Doctor, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Aka. It's been a rainy day. It's been a beautiful day. I've been on the road, and I think the roads are good. They are free. Good afternoon, Lagosians. Good afternoon to all my listeners from wherever you are all over the world. It's an interesting topic today, and you've done a very good introduction. Aww. That's why I call you my associate
Dr. Akan Use.
Yes. Of course, we are talking about smartphones. This month, we started by discussing digital eye strain, and we looked at, the effect of computers, digital devices on the eyes. Our focus is on smartphone today because Nigerians are now, more focused on phones than any other type of digital device. We live in a digital world now. Everybody have one or two things to do as on the phone. Some people use their phone as their workplace or their work tool. Schools now are even using phones to teach.
Yeah.
Students in higher institutions, they use phones for their learning and everything they are doing. Well, many of these things, when you do them, you may feel okay, you may feel good. I know of people who watch film back to back, on phones, and they feel they are enjoying. Social media, most time too, is on the phone. But the truth of the matter is this: God did not design your eyes for your phone. The anatomy and the structure of the eyes is not such that you should focus your eyes on phones day in, day out. The human eyes were not designed for digital devices, for electronic devices.
So
no!
What are you
God
saying?
did not make our eyes for artificial lights. God designed our eyes for natural light.
Okay.
But because as human beings, we need to make our living here on earth beautiful, enjoyable, wonderful, comfortable. So human beings have evolved, and we have been able to make and discover several devices that can make us comfortable, and smartphones happen to be one of such devices.
So, Doctor, let's you are blocking
my trail of thought.
Smartphones. So, are you saying people that don't want to move with the tide, that want to use those tiny touchlight phones, are you saying they're right?
How many people are using tiny touchlight phones?
I know a couple of people.
Before I came here, there's an elderly man that came to the clinic. If you see the kind of smartphone that he brought,
see my producer.
That one, he brought it from your pocket. The one you are using is different. You are using the touchlight of that one. Don't mind my producer. I wish you can see what he was doing on the video. So, I was saying that there was an elderly man that came to my clinic. If you see the powerful smartphone this Baba brought out, when I saw it, I said, hey, Baba, this your phone is powerful. He said, yeah, so my daughter, I use it to do video call with my children. So even in villages now, in rural areas, people are getting smarter with phones. Most of us use smartphones now. Well, why it is good, and it's serving a crucial purpose as far as human existence is concerned, there's also a downside. And your eyes are paying the price. So whether you like it or not, your report card is waiting for you in front. It might be 10 years to come. It might be 20 years. That's why this discussion is important. Let us understand what we should do. I'm not saying go and stop using your smartphone or any of your other electronic devices, but I'm saying because you have altered the natural process of how your eyes is supposed to work, then you must also be intentional about mitigating the effect of these introductions into your ecosystem,
So, Doctor,
into your human.
Are there any statistics? Are there any facts
there are statistics.
already, like studies that have shown this?
There are quite a number of statistics. Now, when we talk about smartphones are a type of computers. Most time we don't think phones, they are computers.
Yeah.
Computers are electronic devices which we as human beings, when we focus on over time with prolonged use, result in what we call digital eye strain, even what we call computer vision syndrome. And over time, people can develop dry eye disease or dry eye syndrome from these computers. So smartphone is a type of computer which, because of prolonged usage, actually the emphasis is on prolonged usage.
Okay.
And these days we use the phone more than necessary. Why does it affect the eye? When you focus on your phone, there's a tendency for you to stop blinking.
Okay.
Or reduce blinking. And blinking is one of the ways God have designed the human eye to nourish and then give you clear vision. So when you focus on your phone for too long, you don't blink. Your blinking is reduced. So over time, cumulatively, every day, day in, day out, you're going to have some negative, effects on your visual system. Now, in addition to that, because phones also, they emanate rays. Okay, let's just look at how phones affect the eyes. Of course, we have established the fact that phones are a type, smartphones actually, we are not talking of the one you press the button or those Nokia 3310 of those days of blessed memory. We are talking about smartphones, the one that emit rays onto your eyes as you use them. They are a type of computer which, when you use every day, prolonged usage can result in dry eye disease, can result in digital eye strain and other forms of eye problems. So how does phone affect the eye? Number one, I said it reduces your blink rate. Anytime you focus on your phone, your blink rate is reduced. Also,
so what if we consciously blink? So I'm blinking.
That will not be.
People now feel.
Yes, when we are talking about management, those are the things we will now talk about. That you have to now deliberately blink to ensure that your upper eyelid is able to spread tears around your eyes. And then when you phone too can lead to tired eyes, blurred vision symptoms. Now you can have tired eye, blurry vision, headaches, and then can trigger dry eye. Then constant screen time disrupt the TFM and increases evaporation of tears. Now when you focus on your phone, because your blink rate is reduced or you are not blinking, the tears on your eye surface tends to evaporate. And when that happens, that's actually what leads to this digital eye strain or dry eye disease, dry eye syndrome that we are talking about. There's a whole there's a whole psychology behind that. The tears in the eye. We talked about this. What did last week or about?
Where I was asking you the difference between a disease and a syndrome.
The tears in the eye, it has about 3 layers. We have the mucin, the oil lipid, part, oil part, the aqueous part, and then the mucin part. I'm a good student. You try. You are a good student. So when you are not blinking and you are focused on your phone, because of the light rays that emanate from the phone to the eye, they tend to dry up the tears. And when that happens cumulatively over time, remember the emphasis here is prolonged use. If you just use your phone for like 30 minutes and maybe 1 hour and you don't use it again, you may not have this problem that we're discussing. But we are talking about people whose life are now dependent on phone. In fact, I can tell you that most of us now, phones is now an extension of our lives. Yes. There's a patient that told me, I said, hey, Dr. Imade, there was a time I think he misplaced his phone. He said that day his whole life was disoriented. And we can all attest to this. Just lose your phone for one day, or forget your phone at home and then you are in the office. It will look as if your whole day.
And there was actually a time when there were no phones.
Exactly, and we could live our lives, and we could still live our lives very well. Well, the world is becoming digitalized now, and also is going to continue to increase. It's not going to stop. In fact, there are already postulations that the next generation, they may likely have a whole new myriad of eye problems based on our dependence on phones and other digital display units.
Okay.
Yes,
so
there's one study. Yes, there's a study that was done by Brian Holding Foundation. They said that by 2050, half of the world is going to be myopic.
Okay.
And one of the risk factors is digital devices, of which phone is a major one. When we talk about computers, we don't always put our mind on phones. Phone is the number one.
Even if people do not have computers, but everybody has this.
Everybody has this. Yes. And in Nigeria is the raising rave of the moment. People want to do a smartphone. Also, most time when people are using this phone, they put it too close to the eyes. So the distance at which you also put the phone can also
prescribe the distance.
I can read your manual. Check your phone. Every phone has.
How many of us read manuals?
That's why we are discussing. Nigerians don't read manuals. They don't read their manuals. Do you know that on the phone, the people that manufacture this phone, they know that it has a downside. So on it, they have put what is called eye comfort, eye awareness. They have put some, strategies there for you to manage your eye health. Why did they put it? Because they know that this phone has the potential to create some negative effect on your vision. That's why they put it there. My phone, for example, when I'm using it and it's getting too close to my eye, it will give me an alarm. That is getting too close to my eye. I should move it away.
I will ask you for the brand of the phone at the end of the show.
Your own phone is even bigger than this one. You have not checked. You did not read your manual. Go and read your manual. So Nigerians, you don't read manual. That's it. Go activate your eye comfort on your phone.
Okay.
These are ways actually to mitigate the effect of the phones. What this tells you as a user is that the makers of this object, they know that there's a potential for this object to have an effect on your vision.
All right, Doctor, I'll have to interject. Doctor's really passionate about today's topic, but we have to give you traffic feeds at this time. Of course, Control, we're on standby for feeds via, the platform. But meanwhile, from our live camera feeds, I can tell you that it's all about influx, and more influx at this time on Bafemi Awolowo Way. For those trying to navigate in what's Latif Jakonde testing ground, I see that the traffic light alternation, because of that, we have intermittent busy movement on and off on that stretch for those coming all the way from the Allen intersection. Same situation for those on the Latif Jakonde Wemco road. That junction, it's on and off. Meanwhile, the roads are wet. The fact that the roads are wet is at least enough reason for you to just take it easy. Be very, very careful because, of course, slippery conditions is certain. And for those coming in from the 3rd Mainland Bridge, trying to navigate inwards, toll gates thereabouts, or heading out of town, you will experience that a bit of a busy movement inwards the Ifako Bridge. Expansion joint, I'm guessing, is the main reason, but not forgetting the fact that it's return trip and that influx is expected. So it is quite busy inwards the Ifako Bridge. Of course, Control Room will let us know if it's the same situation beyond that expansion joint on the bridge by the church there. So, but beyond that, anyone who would want to know, Control Room, do let us know. Back to Dr. Priscilla Imade. We're talking digital effect of smartphones on our eyes.
Exactly.
And if we should go back,
let me tell you something.
If we should go back to that 310.
Okay, I have said that constant screen time disrupts the TFM and increases evaporation of tears on the eye. And when this happens, you can develop digital eye strain or dry eye disease. Also, your phones, where prolonged usage of your phone can promote poor eye posture, because most time when you are using your phone, you are looking down. You look down on your phone for long period. This causes the eye and the neck to strain.
So is there an ideal duration? How long is advised? How long should I use my phone before dropping it?
If you use your phone for more than 2 hours every day, you are at risk of developing digital
and that's
eye
everybody,
strain.
doctor. That's everybody.
General. Now we say that as human beings, the eye was not designed for the phone.
Okay.
So if you can stay away from your phone, it's better for your eye. And then if you can use your phone as minimally as possible, yes, the better for us. But because our world is now dependent on phones, for children, we can say, oh, okay, at least don't do more than 2 hours every day, so that at least their eyes can develop properly and, or whatnot. But you discover that even these days, it's more. Sometimes at certain developmental milestones, you even require less times. There are statistics, there are ranges for this, which we may have to look into and then follow so that the eyes can develop properly.
We even have parents adults, giving their children phones to, pacify them when they're crying. In fact, all that.
A case happened in my clinic. A parent came into the clinic with their 8-month-old baby in a cot. And as we were doing the eye examination for the mother, the baby started crying. And the father brought out his smartphone.
The baby
and the baby was happy and stopped crying. And the father too was happy. And I turned to them. I said, Dad, what are you doing? I had to give them a lecture on smartphones and the effect on the eye. Because as a child at about 8 months, the eyes are not fully developed. By the time you put this phone repeatedly to the child, mind you, what I'm emphasizing here is prolonged usage. Repeated exposure of the eye to the phone every day. Cumulatively over time is going to have some form of negative effect. The eye will be exposed to blue light. The light, your phones too emit all kind of rays. And in Nigeria, for example, we have really not been able to ascertain the amount of rays that our phones or digital display units emit. I know in US at a time, General Electric record televisions that they had sold to homes.
Wow.
They record them because they said the emission limit was above the required room specification. And they record that bad. But here in Nigeria, we know we have not gotten to that level. So that's why you have to help yourself. That's why I'm educating you now. And that's why you must listen to what I'm saying. The onus is on you to preserve and protect and prevent vision loss. Government cannot do everything for you. I always ask my chief executive, my patients who come in, I ask them this question: of what use will it be if you spend the whole of your youthful life? You have acquired wealth, you have acquired money, and then when it's time for you to relax and enjoy at 60, 65, 70, your vision has gone. Because these things we are saying, is cumulative. The effect may not be today. The report card is waiting for you in 10 years, 20 years time, 30. It's cumulative.
Can we take phone calls?
Yeah, we can. I've got so many things to talk about.
091-538-77127. Who do we have on the line? Hello.
My friend.
Hello, Elder. Welcome.
Doctor. Good evening.
Dr. Elder Tewogbade is saying hello.
Good evening, ma.
And that's all, Gbade. Good evening.
Thank you for today's lecture.
Yes, thank you, sir.
I've been saying this, and I will repeat it. This issue of glasses and all this television issue, I will advise schools to take charge of their students, to lecture them before it's too late. Because most of our young ones, they rely on phone too much. This is my advice to, because most of them, they don't listen to radio or television, or any other thing than their set, their phones. So it's better to teach it in school. And you made mention that you have contact from people about it. I think I am correct.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, sir.
Well done.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes.
All right, we have an update. This one's just happening. River Valley in West Kosoko, a side-by-side crash/collision of vehicles. A 14-tire trailer has caused severe damage on the side of a Toyota executive bus. This time, the police have been contacted to move both vehicles to the station. Thankfully, no casualty, but there's a backlog at this time. River Valley, all roundabouts down to Isheri or Luwara has been affected. If you're heading in that direction, do watch out for that. Doctor, what can we do?
Yes, so we can do a lot. We can do a lot. Number one, you need to protect your eyes from the harmful effects of prolonged smartphone use. The first thing, go for an eye examination. Understand the type of eyes that you have. It's because of our orientation here. Eye test starts from birth. So we start keeping your record. Anywhere you are, that record is being tracked. Your progress, eye developmental is being tracked to know if there's any problem. And then the next thing you have to do, there's how we manage them. We train you on what we call the 20-20-20 rule. That means as a regular phone user,
yes,
when you are staring at your phone, reading from your phone, doing whatever from your phone, after about 20 minutes, make a conscious effort to look away.
After 20 minutes,
to look away at something 20 feet away for about 20 seconds before you come back. Number two, you have to deliberately blink. We call it purposeful blinking. Because naturally, because light rays emanate on your eye, you tend to stare, your blinking is reduced. So you must ensure that you are intentionally blinking. Try to wink your eye, blink more often. Blinking helps to keep your eyes moist. You must remind yourself to blink while using phone to reduce dryness. Then you must adjust your screen settings. You reduce brightness, increase font size, use night or dark mode or blue light filters, especially in the evenings. Maintain proper viewing distance. Now, for people who read and write, writing most times is at 40 centimeters, especially reading. When you are reading a book, most times it's at 40 centimeters. So your phone cannot be closer to you than that 40 centimeters. So at least try to keep it at 45 centimeters, or that's 16 to 18 inches from your eyes. Avoid looking down constantly. Hold your phone at eye level if possible. You see, many people, when they are using their phone, if you can see me, you can see what I'm doing. I'm looking down like this. Because you are constantly looking down, this too has a kind of effect on your eye posture.
Okay.
Your phone is supposed to be at your eye level. But are we doing this? We are not. But some people I've seen, they have a phone stand. They just, especially in the office, they put their phone on a phone stand, especially when they know if you know you want to use your phone for a long time, please buy a phone stand and put it at an appropriate distance. But if it's just for maybe I just want to make a call, I just want to do one or two things, you are not going to be focused on the phone for a long period. Please, you can, hold it by hand and just do whatever you have to do. Limit screen time. You need to take regular breaks from your phone. Schedule screen-free time daily, especially before bedtime. There are times you should not take phones. Leave your phone at home. Leave your phone in your bag. Switch off your phone. Let people contact you through other means. We are too dependent on phones now, especially during bedtime. For adults, phone can affect your sleep pattern. There's a whole new research on that now, on how phone is gradually increasing the amount of insomnia in adults. So please reduce that. And then if you wear glasses, you must use anti-reflective or blue blocking lenses. They reduce glare and protect your eyes from screen light. Keep your eyes hydrated. Drink enough water.
Okay.
And then we have some lubricating eye drops too that we give people who come into the clinic. Go for regular eye checkups. Quite a number of things,
Doctor, we have run out of time.
Okay, no problem. Don't worry. We'll be here again next week.
What are we going to do? We need to have
a robust conversation around this. How can I see patients every day in my clinic? with symptoms. We didn't deal with symptoms excessively.
You see, for a lot of the eye conditions you talk about, not everybody would, but everyone uses a phone in one way or the other. So our eyes are really precious, and on today's show, screen-driven world, it's all about the phones, the smartphones. We need to protect our eyes. Remember, moderation is the key word. Take breaks, blink often, and don't forget the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away and
20 seconds.
20 seconds. And that's the reason for this show. We come here every week providing you with knowledge to protect your vision. Now, if you missed any part of the show, you can go to our Facebook page, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, or our YouTube channel, Traffic Radio 961. Search with the keywords Eyes on the Road. And remember, don't enjoy alone, don't learn alone, don't watch alone. Share. Our very own Dr. Priscilla Imade, thank you very much for always showing up, even taking time out of your busy schedule to come add impact and just to add value to us. OD, she's MSc, PhD in public health, consultant optometrist at the Modern Eye Care Foundation, a fellow of both the American Academy of Optometry and the Nigerian Optometrists Association. Of course, if you want to reach out to her or come to the hospital, you can. The address is spot 16 to 18 Ogunusi Road, opposite Omoli Estate, Phase 1. That's just by Akiode Bus Stop, Ujodubaja. Her number is 080-3333-6672. That's 080-3333. That's 3 in 4 places, then 6672. On behalf of our production team, led by Micah and Rocha, with assistance from our Diliki Toluwalashe, and not forgetting our very own executive producer, Mr. Tayo Conley. My name is Akan Usen. Eyes on the road, your safety, our priority. Lagos Traffic Radio. See you next week.
Your phone call took me by surprise. Gee, it's been a long, long time since those hot and humid